My name's Rob Edwards, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm continuing my journey through Baldur's Gate 3. If you were here for the last video, I created a halfling character. I'm aiming to make him something of a swashbuckling fighter whose name is Swerve, because it's a bit dodgy but a bit suave. Swerve, quite like that. And today we're going to do a bit of gameplay. So here we are in the game. I've just woken up on a mind-flayer ship. A mind-flayer has put a tadpole in my eye. It's a whole thing. And the game is kind of beautiful. Fire effects, all sorts of stuff. I'll stop making a head spin by spinning the room so much and go and explore for a little bit. As I said last time, this isn't my first playthrough of the game. I have done this area 8 times now, I think. So I'm not going to pick up everything or explore everything. I'll leave that to you when you play the game. I just want to give you a sense of how the gameplay works. I am going to pick up some objects though. So, just come out of this pod. Oh no, not that pod. I came out of another one. That's someone else's. And this is the vat where all of the tadpoles were, but it has been somewhat blasted in the cutscene by Red Dragon. So it's being a bit fragile now, I think.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
So this is... I just wanted to show you this conversation really to show you the dice rolling thing, which I think is just inspired. I love it. So I'm going to make an investigation check. Now, I'm not skilled with investigation. It's an intelligence skill. My intelligence is 10. No bonuses, but no penalties either. But I'm not proficient in investigation, so this is going to be a flat D20 roll to investigate this pool. And it does this quite literally by showing me a D20, giving my target number, just like in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. I click to roll the dice, and I love it. Oh, and I've made my success. There we go. I have successfully investigated the pool.
It's fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
Is that a thing I want? Let's find out. Reach towards the pool.
Casing crumbles beneath your hands, sloshing volatile brine as it collapses.
Okay, that's knocked me back a bit, but I seem to have survived that without any great injury. Let's move on. Now, one thing I've heard as a criticism of this game is that the aesthetic is, and the whole game is just a bit grim dark. And I get that. I understand that as a criticism. But, you know, it's certainly one way to go with D&D. It's not necessarily the way that I would go. But it is a choice. And I could take this elevator up to go and talk to this strange thing which is shouting out that it's trapped. But this is A, icky, and B, enough of a spoiler. I'm not going to. If you want to explore that option when you play Baldur's Gate 3, by all means do so. Let's get outside. Because we're still on this mind-flayer ship, and this mind-flayer ship is still very much travelling through hell. Because down there, that's the river Styx that we're flying across there. And we can see various imps and the like flying nearby. Here's something new for Baldur's Gate 3. To get across this gap, I need to jump it. I have athletics, so that should be easy enough. And here we have our jump action. In combat, we can use it as a bonus action, but obviously I'm just doing exploration here. I just jump. Ooh. Slightly worried there that... Oh, no, I can make a jump. And then down we go. Still the river Styx. I've just finished running the 5th edition campaign module, Descent into Avernus. So I very much appreciate Baldur's Gate 3 linking into that by showing us a bit of Avernus here. That is a bit of corporate synergy from my Daffy role-playing game, which, you know, it's a win, I think. Ooh, Lae'zel jumps out at us. Hello, Lae'zel. Early access. Not all of the speech is very well voiced, animated.
A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the
So we've both got tadpoles in our brains, so we are linking mentally. Lae'zel's not super impressed by this. See, now her voice and lips are more or less synchronized.
You are no thrall. Blackhead's imps block the path forward. You will assist me in destroying them. We must reach the helm before we transform.
Onward then.
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address
Okay.
the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material.
That sounds like something we could certainly do. Now, the combat system is much more Divinity Original Sin than it is Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, which was sort of notionally turn-based, but it was always a little bit frantic. Here in Baldur's Gate 3, it is properly turn-based. We've rolled initiative. These are our characters' turn orders, and during each turn, my character can move, represented by the amount of movement I've got left in this yellow bar. I can take an action, represented by this green dot, and a bonus action. Actions tend to be things like casting spells, making attacks, jumping is a bonus action, but attacking with my sword is an action. So, I can't see the imps right now as Lae'zel, so I'm going to spend my movement to get into the fight. I'm going to switch to my ranged weapon, and then I'm going to target an imp. I've got an 85% chance of hitting this. That's pretty good. It's surprised. So let's shoot it. 3 damage because Lae'zel is much more of a melee fighter than a bowsmith. Archer? Bowsmith? And that's the end of her turn, so she will end. They were surprised I didn't act. Swerve has a go. Now Swerve is also going to switch to his bow, but hopefully the difference here is that I'm a bit more of an archer. So you can see my chance to hit this imp is 95%, and I'm all about that. So there we go. Twang. Still only managed 2 damage. Now this is something of an oddity, and I don't quite get this, because if I go to my character sheet, you'll see that my range attack is +5, which is great, and my damage with piercing range is d6 +3, which means the minimum I should do is 4 by my maths. So is it possible that imps are resistant to piercing damage? Oh yes, they are. Just like, in fact, if we were playing 5e D&D, they have resistance to this, which is why I didn't do as much damage as I might like to have done. I'm going to switch back to my melee weapon now, because when these things start advancing... No? Okay, they were all surprised. Okay, great. Lae'zel is going to continue her advance, but she still doesn't get close enough. She could take the option to dash. That would get her in the face of this imp, but then wouldn't leave her an action to actually attack. So I'm happier to stay back here and shoot it as I approach. Lae'zel has missed. Well done, Lae'zel. Going to switch back to my sword. Now this thing's moving, but it has also missed, and that's nice. I'm not going to narrate the entire fight. Here we go. 10 XP! Imp. imps. Can I jump onto there? Do you know what? I can. How fun. Because what I want to show you is that one of the actions that I can take hilariously, it's a bonus action so I can't take having jump, but I can push people off things. We'll have a go at this if the imp survives the next round. There we go, it's resistant to slashing from non-magic weapons as well, so it's only taken 3 from my mighty sword blow. Okay, so here we go. This is what I did. This is what I came for. We've got 2 imps up here. I can attack either of them, but I think it's more fun to attack this one. 2 damage, all right, and then push this one off the edge. I'm not sure how much it'll hurt him because he does fly, but as you can see, I've selected the push action, the shove action, sorry, and it shows me an arc if I'm successful of where it might go. Oh, it did. There we go. It flew, so it didn't take any damage, but it's still out of my hair for another round. Swerve will take his action. That would be to bow whack this guy. Oh, no, I shot the ground by mistake. Always helpful. End my turn. More XP, she will finish her turn. I will advance and shooty. 100% chance of hitting because I've got a slight boost from being above it. And my fight is over.
Surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the helm.
Stuff, pick up treasure, loot the bodies. Holding down the left Alt key to see what there is on the floor that I can interact with. It doesn't work for everything, but certainly anything that I can loot shows up that way. Dead Intellect Devourer, best kind of Intellect Devourer I would suggest. I don't tend to carry things that, being brains on legs, they don't really have pockets. Poisoned mind-flayer, Potion of Speed. Potion of Healing, other strange grenade-like objects. There we go, that's enough of that. You up here I want to explore? No. Okay. Let's go upstairs. Now I'm going to be a bit of a run through here, partly because I've played it all already, partly because I want to maintain some spoilers for you. Dragon! Partly because I want to show you some different aspects of the game. You join me in the final encounter in the sort of starting area of Baldur's Gate 3. Quite an interesting place this, because it's not a straight out fight. I don't technically have to win this. What I have to do is get to the controls of the ship, which are all the way over here. So in actual fact, there is some percentage in ignoring the monsters that we're fighting here and just making a run for it using the dash action repeatedly. But against that, there's XP. So I am largely going to try and always be moving forwards, but also beating up some monsters as I go.
We need to get out of here now.
Bouncy halfling, as predicted. With his bow, we'll shoot that imp. There we go. There's some of my precious XP that I was talking about. Haha! Meanwhile, while I'm doing all this, there's a big fight going on between a local, a Cambion, and a mind-flayer, pilot of this ship, presumably. Here we go. Charging forward, smashing. There we go. Nice, very nice. Don't waste any movement. If you've got some left, make sure you spend it after your attack. So I've gone that far. There are no monsters nearby. So actually I'm going to take the dash action, which gives me some more movement speed. Now I don't want to get too close to this because they will still... this guy, in the one with the red circle around his feet, will still attack of opportunity me if I get too close. So let's steer clear of him. Ooh, more dragons. We just need a dungeon now, and we're very much on brand.
Before they strike.
That's all I can do this turn. Sounds like Zariel is still in charge of Avernus. That indicates certain choices were made during... Do I want to shoot? Or do I want to dash? I'm going to shoot. 1 damage. And don't you forget it. Ba-da-ba-ba. Now there he didn't attack of opportunity because I was jumping past him, which is quite fun. We still have a little bit of movement left. Don't waste it. Have we got an injured one? Oh, that's the injured one. Critical hit! Oh, look at that. Awesome. Still resistant, sadly, so I didn't kill him, but it was still quite impressive. One thing that's quite nice is that most, or at least I think all of the weapons I found have got a special action. So it's not just attack. We do have an option of cleaving, which will create an area effect. And I will attack anyone who's in that area effect. It doesn't really help me in this fight particularly. And I can only do it once. Is it per short rest? So I don't want to waste it. But it is quite fun. Have I got any pockets? No. Let's use my second wind ability because I've taken a bit of injuries. Well, that was rubbish. See, I attack of opportunity the imp there, which is quite nice. And then he firebolted me, which is less so. Get away from this imp.
Before more dragons come.
Am I close enough yet? No, not yet. I could dash, actually. But this guy is so injured, I think it's worth taking a pot shot at him for an extra 10 XP. God, look at that! Critical hits. I am awesome. Swerve for the win. Lae'zel looking a bit under the weather. But she also can critically hit when the need arises. I'm not going to have Lae'zel be the one to activate the transponder though, because I want to see my character in action. So here we go. Here's me at the transponder. Swerve for the win.
Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Ickiness plus ickiness plus dragon equals weird stuff happening. And while this cutscene plays out, that will be it for me for this video. If you like this, if people enjoy this, I may well come back and do some more videos of sort of later parts of the game. But for now, bye Swerve. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.